the primary one? I think that it is. Or I think that she is. Alright, so we're starting. So I didn't really watch much of Silver versus Pretty Good earlier, so I got to see how he handles this matchup. I know that Falco has to be very confident in his shield pressure because Falco actually does have really good shield pressure on Ice Climbers and can get a lot out of it, trapping them in shield. But if you mess it up, obviously, you know, Loadspiller is really adept at converting those situations into wobbles. Keeping... oh, it's Nana. If I just say Nana, keeping primary away. Wow, good little platform mix-up there. That was a lot of fun to watch. Let's hop. We're into it. You didn't miss much though. Miss 45 seconds. All right, and Silver's got the first stock.
It was an emergency.
Wow, that was gorgeous. A little desync there that led it to a kill.
So, after throwing a little bit of shade earlier, I have to give Tom props for seeding Loadspiller second. I mean, here he is in grands.
Yeah, it clearly worked out. Yeah, Loadspiller's been playing amazing. I feel like maybe some of the reason that people doubt it is not because Loadspiller doesn't perform well, but because he hasn't been going to that much.
Yeah,
recently.
very inactive recently.
And it's hard to have too much faith in someone that hasn't been showing up. But all of Loadspiller's results have been awesome. He's got some amazing wins under his belt, and he's got very, very few questionable losses. And he's taking the lead against Silver now. I was talking earlier about a part of this matchup. Wow. Okay.
Damn. Yeah, the interruption there.
What I was gonna say wasn't important because that was actually so sick.
And that's definitely a tried and true Falco tactic against climbers. You can just, shine Nana up there and up B her off the top. So I guess, there is counterplay available.
Right. Yeah.
Who would have thunk?
I've never seen that before. That was so cool.
Yeah.
I think Loadspiller knew not to try to swing at Falco and just to save all his energy or all his time to get up to that platform so that he can do that one important hit.
Right.
Because I think the reason I haven't seen that before is probably because the primary Ice Climber is spending all his energy trying to hit Falco while Falco's comboing back up.
Right.
I think that's interesting. I wonder what percent backup's at. All these really nice mix-ups when coming down from platforms because your aerials are really scary as Falco, and I imagine, wow, nice all. And you have to really kind of hide your descent from the platforms with like a lot of mix-ups and like fake-outs.
Uh-huh.
Like I see a lot of Silver jumping off a side platform and then short hopping off a side platform and then double jumping to the top platform. Oh, later, Nana. Silver wanted to make a statement. I just realized while you were gone, I realized that in this color Ice Climbers, Nana's the primary.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a second ago I probably was the first one to put the idea in our head, and I apologize.
Oh, no, I was in it too.
But yeah.
Oh, good saw dodge. Yeah, good. That's over. Yeah, now this, so playing with, only one Ice Climber looked pretty rough in the last matchup. In this matchup, it looks miserable. Having to just deal with lasers with only one Ice Climber. What are you even supposed to do?
I feel like at least in this matchup, though, your opponent is more combo food than if you're Sopo against both climbers.
That's definitely true. Oh my gosh.
There it is.
Wow, that sent him at an odd... I don't think we're going to send that way. Good jump out. How is this looking?
Silver looks a lot more comfortable here. I think, the stage must have something to do with it. Maybe also it takes like a game sometimes to...
He's been waiting forever.
That's true.
What I'm curious, I'm going to look for this, if this transformation goes away before the kill happens. I really want to see what Sopo, whether or not Sopo chooses to shield lasers or take them. Because I think some characters do really well taking a laser, because you can act a lot faster out of it, and you can kind of call out Falco's movement from taking a laser.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Ice Climbers have quite enough mobility options to really that be an option, so they're probably just going to shield lasers more often. See, that was a great example where, well, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, what? That was interesting.
But I see Silver get a clean win in the neutral, where it's not a trade. He just like hits both Ice Climbers, and then he recognizes when he can't do any more than that, where it's dangerous to go in further, and just backs up instead of lasering it. And that's so important, because you're gonna win the neutral a lot of times against Ice Climbers. You can give up further punishes. Yeah, that's a deal. Oh. I feel like I know that Silver knows not to that back air wasn't necessary, and that he just did it anyway. They're both smiling.
You'd love to see that.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow, that was, yeah, almost very, very important. Also, what do Ice Climbers do if you cross up their shield?
So sometimes they can still get the grab. Their reverse grab hitbox is one of the better ones, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But, like, they can bear out of shield, I guess.
Right.
Can also rising dare out of shield, but then they might be able to, you know, finagle a punish onto you after you do that. It's kind of risky, like maybe you can edge cancel that dare off a platform or something.
And probably Nana's pretty vulnerable after you try something like that too. Yeah. This is the last. Wow, that almost connected. I wonder if Falco has any true follow-ups at 160 off of a throw. Is there any DI where Falco can get a true?
I hope he doesn't have any.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, because this character's good enough. That's really funny. All right, so now the predictable pick. Yeah, I want to see what Ice Climbers do against lasers.
See, here's the thing. Like, this definitely is a predictable pick for Loadspiller, but when Silver played against Pretty Good earlier, Game 1 of that set happened on this stage.
Really?
Yeah.
And it went in Silver's favor?
It did.
Yeah. Because look at this neutral. I feel like this neutral becomes... I mean, the idea is that... Because it's not really helping their punish game. Their punish game for Ice Climbers is, for the most part, similar. I guess platforms aren't in the way. But the idea is that the neutral will be a little easier, I think. And it's looking like it's still awful.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. I think we were all expecting, like, jab grab. And just a jab forward smash.
Yeah, that was sick.
That's the...
Oh
my god.
We got a broken shield.
And Nana shielded it.
Yeah, see, that's the downside to breaking an Ice Climbers player's shield is, like, it's not just, you know, you get to set up whatever punish you want after.
Oh, good read.
Which can lead to Icy's playing in a way that, like, obviously, like, let's say you as Fox or me as Marth, we notice our shield getting small. Like, the very last thing we want to have happen is for our shield to break.
Yes.
Like, it's just, like, that's not an option.
Yeah,
that my shield breaks.
You're no longer shielding at that point because...
But with Icy's, they have a little more leeway, and it's, I don't know, it's interesting to see sometimes the decisions that they make.
Yeah, because it seems, you know, Loadspiller's shield is quite obviously getting small, and he's still start to shield stuff.
You'll gain control of Nana when your shield breaks, if I remember correctly.
Really?
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
I want someone to fact check me on that.
We should just ask Loadspiller. He's right over there. We could ask him while he's wobbling.
I wonder if I'll get into chat fast enough. Yeah, because I think that's how it works. And then at that point, it's like, all right, what are you going to do? Break this shield too? My character will be actionable by the time you do that.
That's actually so funny. Wow, he's like managing to not only jump over the... Oh, I love
the
shine grab into hitting the other one with the throw.
That was sick.
Oh, somehow...
And the Nana's alive.
So yeah, I mean, I see Loadspiller shielding lasers, and then like he did a hard call out there, just wave dash and up smash, and caught Silver jumping.
Yeah.
And it's basically all reads, I think, which is a little unfortunate. That's it. Yeah.
Yes, Pete, but you can't turn Nana around.
Wait, what?
Not exactly what I was expecting.
Oh my gosh, who said that?
GT Ellis Bone Man.
Oh my gosh.
You're probably familiar.
That's
but
amazing.
He doesn't play a lot of Melee anymore. Shout outs to Ellis even being in this chat right now.
Yeah, happy to have you.
This is his last stock on FD. Loadspiller took the first game, and now Silver has kind of warmed back up to fighting Ice Climbers, but this is hella tight.
You can't turn Nana around. I'm baffled. What does that even mean? Yeah, and then I think once. All right, so now is my time to get even more data. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, oh, now I can look at the neutral with Topo, but nope, it's already over.
Stango, I see you, dog. I mean, I see you in the chat.
Stango's in the chat?
I'd like to see you in person at a Melee tournament.
That would be sick.
And play some Melee with you.
Oh. Yeah, so like just like you said, FD didn't quite work out for him. Yeah, that looked a little questionable. And I think another thing is that as this is like a small mental game, is that against Ice Climbers, there are a lot of openings that you have to escape from grab and stuff like that, but you have to mash your heart out.
Yeah.
And so because that's so mentally, like if you mash so hard and you still don't get out, that's really frustrating. So it can be tempting. It can be tempting to like just accept. Oh, got grabbed. I'm gonna get wobbled.
Right.
And it's very important to not do that.
There was at least one wobble that Pretty Good got on Silver earlier, where there was such a gap in time between when he got grabbed and when the wobble was truly locked in. Numbers and I were debating, like it seemed like he was more focused on having his DI for the down throw down air ready,
because he wasn't expecting him to just wait for the wobble.
Right.
Oh, that's so interesting. That's a neat little mix-up.
I mean, yeah, it's like, it's kind of pick your poison. Are you going to mash your heart out to try and get out, which might open up the possibility that your DI for their setup is not going to be good? Or do you kind of give them more time to wobble, but you ensure that your DI would be on point?
That's very interesting.
Okay, still no jump.
I bet up smash kills at this percent with Falco. Wow. Awkward. Okay, so what does Popo do?
I mean, I think Popo tries to power shield some lasers and tries to find like a wave dash up smash or wave dash grab.
Yeah. I wonder if we could have gone for grab there. I think it's interesting they didn't try. What took the guaranteed damage? Wow. That's Falco has to suffer the hit lag of attacking 2 Ice Climbers. And wow. Did he do 2 down airs while 2 up airs while falling?
I think so.
Huh. That's neat. I'm seeing so many things today that I've never seen before, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
To see it live is great. Oh, we're so sad. What was
that? He was
like 130.
Yeah, around 130 when he got grabbed.
Wow. This is, I'm sure Loadspiller definitely still trying, and Loadspiller overall has showed incredible composure this entire tournament.
I agree.
Like just managing to clutch out so many sets. Wow, that back air perfectly stood him up.
Definitely wasn't easy getting through like GSO.
Oh. Yo, his fist bumped him. That's it. And Silver is our Arcadian winner. I think, the clear first seed. He played well the whole day. He played so solidly.
Sure did.
And, he's out. Like, I think, he maybe didn't get as much recognition as he deserved this most recent New England PR because he spent a lot of time playing PM. Didn't go to, just like Loadspiller, didn't go to a ton. But he's, like, obviously so good. And now that he's been playing a lot more Melee and going to a lot more Melee tournaments, it's like he has got no bad results, it seems.
I'm literally thanking people for joining us in 2 forms.
Oh, nice.
Simultaneously.
You're doing it in the chat. And, thank you, everyone, so much for watching and being in the chat and just enjoying our Arcadian, because I think this is, Arcadians are like a big party. Everyone's invited. Everyone shows up. Everyone, I've got to talk to people today that I haven't. I got to meet Seabass. I've never met Seabass before.
Dude, he's good shit, man.
He's so nice.
He's a good dude.
And so it's just a big party, and it's the more people, the more fun it is. And we got a lot of nice people here.
For me, it's cool to see how many PR players still come to the Arcadian.
Yeah.
I like seeing that. I mean, obviously you can enter doubles, but then they'll stick around too, and you're a commentator.
Yeah.
Or I saw Sai playing friendlies with someone. It really is a big party. A lot of and for the people, I guess, like myself, like Silver, like Bonk Cushy, like Loadspiller, Pretty Good, Bonfire, it's a tournament a tournament that you can win.
Yes, exactly.
Literally.
I think it was right that Silver was the first seed, but I didn't think he was guaranteed to win at all. It was there were, just all the people you named could have very easily, come through. And
throw Project on that list.
Oh, easily.
There was a lot of good players.
There's lots
that
we
were
haven't
here.
mentioned.
For
the first time ever, they get to see our little fort. Some tape up here and some coat hangers.
Pretty bare bones room. I mean, there's some electronic equipment. And there's a couple chairs.
Yeah. It's awesome that we have our own room.
I think it's godlike.
Yeah, and this is going to be what it's like for every Thursday. You have family in this area, right? So you're
not necessarily family. I mean, yes and no. My dad's in Waltham every day.
Right.
Because my dad is a Brulo fiend and works his ass off and runs a restaurant that is not that far from here.
Right.
Actually.
So I count your dad as family.
You should do that, okay. But I don't have family that lives in Waltham.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's not that you're not counting your dad as family; it's that he doesn't live here. Okay.
Yeah, it's that I don't know people that have a living space right in Waltham, other than the Brandeis homies.
Yep. Right down the road.
No, you guys.
We're gonna be here every week, and hope to see anyone that wants to come. We're also going to be having a lot more, I think, fests at our suite. We've got 5 really good players all living together.
Yeah?
It's going to be sick, yeah.
So I know you and Tazio.
Yeah.
I know the
Well, Tazio's actually graduated, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
He's a personality. He was one of the big draws. But now if you want to see Tazio, you got to go to New York.
Heard that.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of sad, but
yeah, no, for sure. But we got
what it is.
Me, Jufro, Falcon player.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
So sick. So sick. Wei, Marth player, my most static teammate. Mm-hmm. And then 2 other players who are on the come up, Cygnus and Fluff.
Right.
Hey.
Either of you interview this man.
I'd be happy to. Also, if you want to do it, you're totally welcome to. Well, do you have a preference?
Not really. Do you want to?
Are we going to do how many? Is there going to be an interview for first and second, or just first?
Nah, I'll give it to the guy that won.
Oh, okay. So is Loadspiller going to get an interview too? Because we can split it up.
That's true.
I don't know if he wants one. I haven't asked him.
Okay.
I'll let you interview Silver, and I'm gonna go do something else.
All right. It's been a pleasure commentating with you, Pete.
Much
Thanks
love,
so much.
man. It was a good time.
Silver.
We're gonna play Sunday, Pete.
We will. I'll go to more tournaments and run into you in tournament, and we'll have some
sick games.
Some more sick games, yeah. But good stuff, man. Congrats.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
We're back in this room. I'm gonna go close this door. Silver, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm really happy to be sitting here with you. It was so much fun to watch you today. I feel like you just played really well, or at least that's what it looked like to me. You kept yourself together. There are a lot of threats in this tournament. P and I were talking about how, actually 20 people, had the potential to win. But, you were the first seed, and I also, actually, one thing I want to say is that I think it's so... I have never seen an Arcadian where the first seed won. So congratulations for blowing my mind. But anyway, enough about what I think. How are you feeling right now?
I think like Ice Climber Falco matches are actually probably like the most entertaining to watch. Like besides like Falco Spacies.
Yeah.
But those are like different. Those are entertaining in like different ways. I think it's like every time you play Ices, you have to be a little bit more creative because if the Ices are more adaptive, then you have to like figure out how to adjust your landings and like, you know, figure out how to mix up their shields and like how they decide to go in on you.
Yeah. Falco has like so many tools to pressure Ices, but also the risk, like, you know, if you get caught, that's a big deal.
Like the thing about Falco is it's impossible to play 100% safe with him all the time.
Right.
So you have to take some risks, and if you get the risks wrong, then you eat a wobble.
And it's all about having the most creative mix-ups on your pressure.
Yeah.
And you did that really well today. One thing there was a couple of moments that I thought was really interesting in that set. I think the first moment was that so you were comboing Nana on Battlefield, or I forget what stage it was, but it was a stage with a top platform. I think it was Battlefield.
Yeah.
And you had set up the like really standard, powerful like shine down air, shine on Nana, and then you were in the middle of up being Nana.
Yeah.
And Loadspiller just managed to climb up to you and hit you with the up air right out of your up B, which I hadn't really seen before. And I thought that the reason that happened was because Loadspiller didn't even try to hit you the whole time you were comboing him.
Yeah.
He just saved all his effort until that last moment. What do you think about like Loadspiller's Ice Climbers specifically versus Robbie, who you played in Winners Finals?
I'm not, no disrespect to Loadspiller, but I feel like Robbie kind of inted a little bit in Losers Finals. Like you can get tilted a little bit if you play against another Ice Climbers, but it felt like Robbie was kind of like handing Loadspiller a lot of free opportunities that like I think he should know better.
That's interesting.
Because he brags a lot about being like, yeah, I know the most about Ice Climbers, therefore I should win the Ditto. But he didn't show it really,
right.
And I know he can like do better. But I thought Loadspiller played a lot more simple compared to Robbie.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah, Robbie plays more like Loadspiller's a lot more fundamental grounded. Because he doesn't practice the game as often. But Robbie's more like on the opposite side of that spectrum, where he's like, he practices tech skill in his room like every day.
Yeah.
He's like really good with all his desyncs and stuff, and he looks like really fast. And I didn't really see that like fast Robbie today against Loadspiller at least. Because I feel like he could just overwhelm like another Ice Climbers in the Ditto if you're like really strong with like your desyncs.
And how did you feel both of them differed against you?
Basically in the same way. Like I feel like both of them have just this one problem where every time they respawn, they just expect me to full hop into their up air. And then I just dash past them, and then they expect me to full hop again, so they waste their double jump, and then I wave dash in, and I just shine Nana, and I start comboing like Nana and Popo.
It's a specific situation that they both fall for.
Yeah, they give me a free shine where like they can just they need to cover both. They need to pick one or the other. You have to pick either the Falco is going to jump over you or the Falco is going to go through you. There's only two ways on FD that Falco can get past Ice Climbers.
And if they're never picking the other one.
And if they're never picking ground, then like there's no reason for me to ever full hop.
Right.
I can just jump through them and then like they don't touch me. And if Ice Climbers land like a short hop up air when I'm running through them, then they just get a free grab.
Right.
And like same thing goes for like the full hop, you don't get as much off of the up air if you up air Falco, but it's still like scary. And if I'm not getting hit at all, then it doesn't matter like what the risk reward is. If I'm not going to get hit, I'm just going to pick the thing that's not going to get me hit.
Another question I had for you. I know that you had a lot of good fun sets today, but was there a set that you had the most fun during?
That's a toughie. I feel like my set against Artie was really fun.
Oh, yeah?
Like, Artie's one of the more, like, fast Peaches. Yeah. Like, we're used to seeing, like, Peach players that kind of, like, want to sit back and just, like, crouch cancel down smash, and Artie's like super proactive, and it forces me to be a little bit more creative with like my mix-ups.
And seeing like a different side of that matchup,
Yeah.
that's a lot of fun.
That's like, yeah, it's a lot more like interactive to play against a Peach that like wants to interact with you than when you're playing against a Peach that kind of just wants to cheese you.
Right, where you have to just figure out like the pinpoint. You just have to pinpoint the way to get through their wall, and if you do, it's all you.
Yeah, they're not putting any like onus on their own play. They're mostly just it's like a gambit on whether the opponent's playing good.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah, and it's like, one of the things we love about getting better at this game is you're seeing new sides to every matchup, and to have a player that's already showing you a new side to a matchup is really cool. That's great. And were there any times that you felt particularly nervous during this set? I didn't keep track of your game counts. I watched a bunch of you playing, but
honestly, my match against Bonfire had me the most shook.
Really?
When, like, in terms of like whether I felt like I've done it before, and I've done it a lot of times before, but there's just something about Sheik against Spaceys that just, like, it makes me tense up a little bit. Because if you get grabbed once, then that's just, like, a stock. And Bonfire, like, Game 3 just, like, demolished me on Dreamland. Like, kept slapping me over and over again, and I'm like, I can't get my footing here.
Yeah, that's and Bonfire clearly has the skill coupled with Sheik's ability to, get quick kills, and all of a sudden the tide of a match swings in an instant.
Yeah, it's
and
not
that's
one
scary.
of those matchups where you can like comfortably sit on your lead.
Right.
I mean, Falco can't really like sit comfortably on any lead, really.
Yeah.
But like, especially
Particularly
like
against
Sheik and Marth are the two characters that just like you can't ever milk a lead too hard,
Right.
because they can just kill you in an instant. And then you come back, and then you die again really fast.
That's good. And I think the last question I had prepared was, are there any people today that you wanted to play that you didn't get a chance to?
Makari.
Yeah, I heard.
Pete is the one person that I've been working really hard on the Marth matchup, and my sets with Calvar are getting a lot closer and a lot more competitive. And I really wanted to see how my style would fare against someone like Makari, who's a lot more movement based, and is like super proficient with edge guarding.
Right. Interesting.
And,
yeah, you guys dodged each other today.
yeah, because I watched Warmer play against him, and I was like, I kind of wonder how I would do against him.
That set was sick.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh yeah, we watched it
We were
together.
commentating it. Yes.
That's funny. That's good. And do you get to play against Makari that often normally?
He does not go to. He goes to like 1 in every 5 Mamoms maybe, and my mom's like a 2.5 hour drive for me.
Ugh.
So it's like every time it's hard to go, and I probably won't be. Yeah, I probably won't be going to many more this summer just because the drive is such a headache.
How far was this for you?
It was only I carpooled with Joe ST, but it's only like an hour 10 for me,
Okay.
which is like not bad considering I'm Western Mass.
Are you planning to come to the weeklies here?
You mean like the SG weeklies?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to focus a little bit more on Hog because it has doubles that me and Joe can both practice our synergy. And also I feel like Melee there is like so competitive.
Yeah.
Compared to SG, like
it's a little bit more spread out in this area.
Yeah, if you go to SG, you're gonna play like one mid-level player, one high mid-level player, and then you're gonna play like one top player, and that's it.
Yeah.
But like Hog is like 5 top players, and then like a bunch of like good mid-level players, and like you have to get past the good mid-level players to fight the top players, and then if you get past the top players, like third only gets like their entry fee back.
Yeah.
So it's like,
oh my gosh,
financially it's like a bad idea, but in terms of improvement, I can't think of any better weekly to go to for improvement than Hog.
As someone who loves Hog, I 100% agree. And this venue is awesome, but in terms of the concentration of skill, Hall of Gaming is amazing. And just because you have Slox, Lint, Thumbs,
Ricky,
and Swift Base all going to every tournament basically, like especially in the summer. They rarely miss them. Plus, like, 5 or 10 more.
Yeah, you got like
people.
Warmer, Artie, Tim the Guy,
Yeah.
like a bunch of up and comers.
Yeah.
So like it's not an easy route to like the top players there, and like when you do play against the top players there, they're still really good. So
Well, cool. I'll be seeing you there this summer. But then when the semester starts, you should switch and come to this more often because that's where I'll be. Because I go to school right down the road. But yeah, that's good. Are there anything else you want to talk about? Any other shout outs you have?
this is the last Arcadian I'll be able to enter.
True.
Not just because of the win, but because I've been like doing really well lately.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna
you're
get,
clearly.
like, probably gonna get like top 10 or so in like the next PR.
Yeah, that's pretty clear. And I was talking about this earlier. Like, do you think there was a reason why you didn't make it on this PR? Because it seems like
Inactivity.
Yeah. Okay. That's
It's
what I said to Makar.
School
Yeah.
is like the main thing. I'm a comp sci major, so like you can't slack off on your grades. Like I slacked off a little bit, and I was able to come to like a couple of these, and that like bumped me down like a whole grade that I thought I was supposed to get, and you can't lose focus during the school year, for my major at least.
Yeah, because you've like clearly, we were wondering about this, like you've clearly been at the skill level for like top 15 at least, but more likely top 10 like you're saying, and but yeah, just didn't quite make it because of
it's just
activity.
circumstances.
I was thinking about PM, but you haven't been going to like many more PM tournaments than Melee tournaments.
SG is the only PM tournament that they really like host in this region, and I can only go to like every other one.
Right.
So yeah, it's what I said earlier. Like not everyone's ranked not everyone is unranked for a good reason.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
there's usually a good reason why they're unranked.
The top 15 in New England should really be like 20 players or 30 players. But yeah, that's good. That's good. And this is a fun time.
Yeah.
I think you ready to finish the interview?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And
Congratulations.
We need to do our reverse main.
Oh,
match.
yes. I'm so happy you remember. I forgot about it. Reverse main money match. I'm going to get blown out of the water.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
You have to see the Max Falco. It's gonna be very interesting. All right, cool. So you want to leave it here?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you everybody for watching and tuning in. This is like I said before. It's just amazing to have so many people kind of join our community through this event. And everyone have a wonderful evening.
Yep. $5.
I can do that. Wait. I'm gonna lose it though.
We can just do a serious set then.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You don't want to.
I was in commentary, Max. After it was so fun. I was so excited in commentary. I did. That was sick. I just said okay. New England Melee.
Hello guys, just wanted to say thank you everybody who tuned into this program. Our next Arcadian will probably be in 5-6-ish months, something like that. Hope to see a lot of you guys at the next one. Take care and have a good night.